They say paradise brings peace, but a new storm has just erupted in Hawaii, and it's all thanks to Ty. Whispers have been swirling that Ty dropped a bombshell about Evelyn's true motives, and now the family is left reeling. Rumors are emerging that behind closed doors, Ty accused Evelyn of playing both sides, digging for dirt on Chantal while pretending to be a friend. Emotions ran high as Evelyn's world was turned upside down, leaving her utterly speechless under the swaying palms. Fans are shocked to hear that Evelyn, usually so poised, was forced into an unplanned apology to Brandi, an apology that felt more like damage control than genuine remorse. Could this explosive revelation finally fracture the tight-knit group? Or will Evelyn's scramble to apologize be enough to mend the divide? With every new allegation, the stakes get higher. Is Ty seeking justice for Chantal or stirring the pot for a front-row seat to chaos? Stay tuned as we peel back the layers of this unfolding drama, because in paradise, nothing is ever as tranquil as it seems. And this might just be the biggest betrayal BBWLA has seen yet. Ty's voice cut through the tropical breeze like a thunderclap, his eyes fixed on Evelyn as he let the words spill. So, you've been playing both sides, Evelyn? Checking Chantal's loyalty under the guise of friendship. He demanded, arms crossed as palms swayed overhead. For a moment, time seemed to freeze. Evelyn's breath caught in her throat, the vibrant Hawaiian sun suddenly feeling too harsh. She opened her mouth, searching for a retort, but the accusation lodged like a stone. Around them, the rest of the group exchanged bewildered glances. Sensing the tension, Brittany, who had been lounging nearby, shot to her feet. "Ty, what are you talking about?" she asked, voice trembling with a mix of shock and indignation. Her eyes darted between Ty and Evelyn, unsure which side she should defend. Ty's jaw tightened. "Denise told me you've been asking Chantal personal questions, trying to dig up dirt while pretending to be genuine." His tone was low, but every word carried the weight of betrayal. A hushed murmur rippled through the gathering. Evelyn's cheeks flushed. She shifted her gaze to Chantal, who stood frozen just a few feet away. Chantal's expression was unreadable, but her eyes shimmered with hurt. It was clear the rumor had pierced her trust. Ever the mediator, Brittany stepped forward. "Evelyn, is this true?" she asked, tone cautious. Evelyn swallowed hard, glancing at each friend in turn. "I wasn't digging for dirt," she finally whispered. "I was worried about Chantal. After everything with Denise, I wanted to make sure she was okay." Ty scoffed. "Worry disguised as investigation doesn't cut it. You crossed a line." He paced a few steps, arms gesturing for emphasis. "You made assumptions instead of talking like an adult. You made Denise think you had an agenda." Shock flashed on Evelyn's face. "Denise never told me anything. Why would I assume?" she protested, voice trembling. "'Cause she's your friend and she heard rumors about you." Ty fired back, so instead of clearing it up, you fueled it. A heavy silence fell. Claire, watching from the sidelines, whispered to Brittany, "I didn't see this coming." Brittany nodded, concern etched across her forehead. The group felt the weight of the layers unraveling, the bonds they'd built now threatened by suspicion. Somewhere beyond the palm trees, the ocean waves crashed. A reminder of the paradise that had suddenly become a stage for betrayal. Evelyn clenched her fists, pain and frustration swirling. She'd traveled across the world to escape the drama of law, only to be blindsided by whispers she hadn't even known existed. Why would Denise accuse her without talking first? She thought. Breathing deeply, she met Ty's gaze. "I'm sorry," she said quietly, and the words echoed strangely in the humid air. "I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. Care about Chantal, and I never meant to overstep." The apology hung in the breeze, fragile and unsteady ties. Expressions softened for a fraction of a second before he crossed his arms again. "Sorry isn't enough," he muttered. "You owe more than empty words." A murmur of agreement rose from the others. Fans are shocked. They might say emotions ran high as the family was left divided. Behind Ty, Brittany clenched her jaw, torn between loyalty to Evelyn and anger at the secrecy that had fueled these rumors. She took a step back, uncertainty flickering in her eyes. Chantel finally spoke. Voice low but steady. "Evelyn, I trusted you. If you had concerns, you could have come to me directly." Her words struck Evelyn like a slap. In that moment, Evelyn realized how fragile trust truly was. Hearing Chantel's disappointment stung more than any accusation. She bowed her head, voice cracking. "You're right. Should have talked to you first. I was scared and went to Denise instead of you. I'm sorry." Emotions surfaced in Chantel's eyes, both hurt and relief. This apology felt more real, more raw, but was it enough to heal the rift? Ty watched this exchange, arms still folded. Brittany inhaled as she considered the fallout. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high. The family was left divided. The scene was set for more revelations. But before anyone could respond, the drone of a camera caught their attention. A production crew member signaled them toward a new location, a secluded cove where the next challenge awaited. With the tension thick in the air, the group moved as one, the apology still lingering unspoken between Evelyn and Chantel as they walked along the sandy path. Evelyn struggled to steady her racing heart. Each step felt like a test of her sincerity. Would Chantel's trust ever return? Was Ty satisfied with the acknowledgement of his bombshell? The ocean teased them with distant laughter, but for these friends, laughter felt far away. Ty, sensing an opportunity, pulled Brittany aside. "This apology was strategic," she whispered. "Can we really believe it was genuine?" Brittany hesitated. Could any apology be genuine under such pressure? Doubts gnawed at her. Evelyn trailed behind, overhearing their exchange. Her heart sank. She felt isolated in a paradise that suddenly felt like a trap. Doubt and regret swirled within her. She had to find a way to prove herself, to show that her care for Chantal was more than sensational headlines. As she neared the cove, she spotted Brandi waiting at the water's edge, phone in hand, recording. Brandi's expression was unreadable, lips pressed tight. Evelyn's stomach tightened. She hadn't yet apologized directly to Brandi for her coldness in Vegas. Ty seized the moment. "Evelyn, let's clear the air with Brandi too," he said. Stepping forward, Brandi tilted her head, curiosity glinting in her eyes. This was the moment Evelyn dreaded, an apology broadcast under watchful eyes. Could she summon the courage? She inhaled, stepped beside Brandi, and spoke into Brandi's camera. "I apologize, Brandi, for my harsh words in Vegas, for not showing my gratitude. I value our friendship and regret how I reacted." Her voice wavered, but she met Brandi's gaze, sincerity shining through. Brandi studied her for a heartbeat before nodding slightly. The camera captured every flicker of emotion. The apology was made, but the question remained. Would it mend the frayed bonds or merely delay the next explosion? The sun dipped lower, casting long shadows on the sand. The stage was set for the rest of the drama to unfold, secrets bubbling beneath the surface, waiting to burst. In the distance, ocean waves continued their rhythmic applause, as if anticipating the next bombshell. Ty's sly grin lingered in the flickering torchlight as the group gathered around the woven table laden with steaming Kahlua pig and poi. The fragrance of roasted pork mingled with the salt air, creating a deceptive calm. Chantal reached for a platter, glancing at Evelyn. "I guess we're really doing this," she murmured. Evelyn nodded, pushing her hair behind her ear. "I mean it," she replied softly. The tremor in her voice betrayed her nerves, but she refused to let doubt win around them. Denise and Brittany began to assemble plates, tossing fresh pineapple chunks into bowls. Claire offered a toast, raising a coconut shell filled with sweet tea. "To new beginnings," she declared quietly. The group clinked their shells, a tentative truce symbolized by cracked coconut. Yet Ty's camera hovered, capturing every nuance. Fans are shocked. He whispered into his phone, "Watch as friendships simmer and boil in paradise." The recorded words felt like a prophecy. Evelyn took a deep breath and spoke up. "I know apologies only go so far," she admitted, voice barely above the crackling fire. "So tonight, I want to share something real." The others paused, curiosity softening their wariness. Brittany leaned in. "We're listening," she encouraged. With a nod, Evelyn continued. "When Chantel told me about how hurt she felt, it reminded me of being let down by people I trusted most. I've carried that pain for years." Her gaze flicked to Chantel, whose expression softened. Chantel set down her fork. "I didn't realize," she said, voice catching. The admission hung between them, heavy with vulnerability. Denise exchanged a look with Brittany, surprise etched on her face. Ty's lens zoomed in on Chantel's reaction. The slight quiver at the corner of her mouth betrayed understanding. "This isn't just about gossip," Chantel added. "It's about trust. Once that's broken, no luau or beach challenge can fix it." Evelyn nodded, swallowing hard. "I know, and I'm ready to earn that trust back. No shortcuts." The group fell silent, each person grappling with their own memories of betrayal. Claire reached across the table, placing a hand over Evelyn's. "We all screw up," she said gently. "But facing it head-on means everything. Tonight, let's talk, not hide." The flicker of torchlight reflected in everyone's eyes, as if illuminating unspoken fears as they passed plates and shared. Small bites, laughter began to bubble up. Denise recounted a mishap from an earlier hula lesson. Brittany chimed in with a story about a miscast ukulele chord, and even Ty chuckled quietly. The atmosphere softened, transformed by shared food and storytelling. Yet beneath the smiles, the aftershocks of the morning's bombshell still pulsed. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept through the clearing, sending embers dancing into the night sky. Ty seized the moment. "Speaking of secrets," he began, voice casual, "did anyone mention the rumor I heard about Evo's phone?" Confusion rippled across the group. Evelyn's heart lurched. "My phone," she repeated. "What rumor?" Ty's eyes glinted as he held up his device. "Kay say you texted Brandi behind her back, complaining she wasn't supportive. Calling her toxic." Even a hush fell. Brandi's fork froze midair, her smile vanishing. Evelyn felt her cheeks burn. "I would never," she stammered. Brandi's expression hardened. "So you did call me toxic?" she demanded, voice trembling. Denise stood abruptly, chair scraping against sand. "Wait, where did this come from?" Brittany's hands shook. "Ty, are you sure?" Ty tapped the screen. "I've got screenshots. You called Brandi names, accused her of attention-seeking." Claire gasped, covering her mouth. Evelyn's pulse pounded. "Not true," she insisted, tears brimming. "Someone must have doctored it." Chantal looked from Ty to Evelyn, her brow furrowed. "Why would you text that?" she asked. Softly, Evelyn's throat tightened. She glanced at Brittany, who gave her a small, agonized shake of the head. Brandi crossed her arms. "I thought we were moving forward," she said quietly. "But now I don't know what to believe." The ember's light flickered as doubt returned, heavier than before. Ty lowered his phone, savoring the moment. "Fans are shocked," he whispered. "News travels fast when drama is on the menu." As the group absorbed the accusation, a low rumble echoed from the cliffs. Approaching storm, perhaps, or simply the echo of their fractured unity. Ty stood, voice raised. "We need clarity. Evelyn, show us the texts." Under the torch's glow, Evelyn produced her phone with trembling fingers. Her screen was dark, apps neatly organized. I don't have those messages," she said, panic edging her tone. Brittany reached out. Let her breathe, she pleaded. Denise cut in, voice firm. If Ty has proof, present it. But if not, we end this right now. Ty smirked, swiping through. His gallery, proof or not, the seed of doubt is planted. Brandi's eyes filled with tears. Why would you do this to me? She whispered. Evelyn took a trembling step forward. Swear, I never sent those texts. Someone is messing with us. Chantal turned to Ty. And you're just going to use that to stir more drama? Ty shrugged, eyes hard. What's TV without twists? The campfire crackled as tension spiked. Suddenly, Chantal's phone buzzed in her pocket. She checked it and her eyes widened. This message, it's from a burner account pretending to be me. She showed them her screen, a screenshot of Evelyn's alleged text forwarded from an anonymous number. I think someone is framing Evelyn, Chantal concluded, voice steady despite the shock. And they want to watch us burn. A moment of stunned silence followed. Brandi blinked past tears. So maybe she's telling the truth? Brittany asked, voice hushed. Denise's jaw clenched, processing the possibility. Ty's grin faltered for a flash. Or is this another layer of the game? He countered. Emotions ran high, and the family was left divided between suspicion and the hope of vindication. Fans are shocked at the new twist, rumors now spiraling beyond control. Evelyn's chest tightened with relief and dread. We need answers, she said, voice firm. If someone wants chaos, let's find them. Brittany nodded, determination shining through her worry. Chantal brushed sand from her shorts. First, we trace the source of those texts. Claire tilted her head, and second, we decide if we can still trust each other. As the group huddled under the torchlight, united by a common cause, the storm broke overhead. Rain pattering like applause on the palm fronds. The next chapter of drama was waiting to be written. Ty's smirk lingered as the rain soaked through the palm fronds, droplets splattering across the group's tense faces. Chantal pocketed her phone, her gaze drifting to Evelyn. For a moment, the only sound was the steady patter of rain against the tiki torches. Then Brittany cleared her throat, voice soft but determined. We need to figure out who's behind this burner account, she said. If someone is playing puppet master, we can't trust anyone. Evelyn nodded, her hair plastered to her forehead. Let's split up and trace the messages, she suggested, voice steady despite her racing heart. Denise glanced skeptically. Around the circle. We have one clue. The screenshot came through an anonymous number, she reminded them. We need tech help. Claire raised an eyebrow. I know a local hacker from LA who's on holiday here, she offered quietly. If we can get his help, maybe we can trace the IP address. Ty's eyes lit up. Now that's a twist, he murmured, stepping closer to Evelyn. You're really marshalling an investigation. This is turning into Detective Bibi Bellier. His tone was playful, but the undercurrent of suspicion cut deep. Chantal folded her arms, unwavering. We don't have time for theatrics, she said. We need answers before more rumors spread. Inside the makeshift shelter of a large palapa hut, Claire pulled out her laptop and flicked it open. Keys? Clacking as she dialed the hacker's number. Evelyn paced nearby, recalling every interaction from the past 24 hours. Who had motive to frame her? Who stood to gain from their discord? As Claire's screen lit up, Brittany and Chantal peered over her shoulder. The hacker's avatar blinked into view. Within minutes, he confirmed he could trace the origin of the forwarded message. Suspense crackled as the rain intensified outside. Thunder rumbling in the distance. I've got something, Claire announced. The IP traces back to a local resort's Wi-Fi network. Gasps rippled through the group. Ty whipped out his phone. It's where we stayed last night, he said. The luau party. Chantal's brow furrowed. So someone here has access to the band's network or is working for the resort. Denise scowled. Or maybe it was a guest with too much time on their hands. Brittany bit her lip. We need to narrow it down. The hacker suggested analyzing the resort's guest list. Claire frowned. We don't have that, she said. We need help from management. Evelyn's pulse quickened. She hesitated. I can talk to the resort manager, she offered. I did build rapport with him during check-in. Chantal shot her a probing look. And you think he'll help? Evelyn took a breath. I hope so. Ty raised an eyebrow. Redemption by smooth talking, he teased. Go on, Miss Diplomat. Evelyn squared her shoulders. Go now, she said, slipping from under the palapa and into the rain. Brittany followed. I'm coming too, she said. You shouldn't do this alone. They darted toward the main lodge, raindrops painting streaks on the wood floor. Inside, the manager stood behind a reception desk. Polaroids from earlier beach volleyball tournaments lining the walls. Evelyn approached, voice polite. Excuse me, I need your help with a security matter, she explained, explaining only that it involved cyber harassment via the resort's network. The manager frowned. Cyber harassment, he repeated. Have you reported this to our security team? Evelyn shook her head. Not yet. I wanted to see if we could identify the source first. His brows knitted as he tapped on his tablet. After a tense minute, he nodded. I can pull connection logs for the date and time you specify. Brittany watched nervously as he swiped through pages. Found it, he said. He read an identifier aloud. MAC address associated with guest. Room 12. Occupied by a woman named Marlena Thomas. Evelyn's breath caught. Marlena Thomas was the actress who'd filmed a cameo with them at the beach earlier. Her character, a TV influencer, had been filming B-roll for a tourism spot. Chantal had interacted with her briefly. Now it seemed Marlena had both access and motive possibly to generate drama for her own content. But the group needed proof. The manager printed the log sheet. Evelyn thanked him, heart pounding as she and Brittany dashed back into the rain. The palapa was deserted when they returned. Shta, Ty, Denise, and Claire huddled around Claire's laptop. Ty's phone recorded the reunion. What did you uncover? He asked eagerly. Evelyn held up the sheet. Guest room 12, Marlena Thomas. Denise crossed her arms. The influencer. She was filming us for her channel. Chants of outrage rose. She staged it, Brittany said, shock in her tone. She planted the text and leaked the rumor for clicks. Chantal's eyes narrowed. Let's confront her. Let's confront her. The crew sped to the villa cluster. Marlena emerged from her door, phone in hand. Ladies, guys, what's happening? She asked, feigning innocence. Chantal stepped forward, voice icy. We know you used the resort's Wi-Fi to frame Evelyn, she accused. Marlena's smile faltered. I have no idea what you're talking about. Ty's camera recorded every flicker of discomfort on her face. Brittany held up the printout. Do you want to explain? Chance of answer her rose from the group. Marlena's single quotes S composure cracked. She shoved the phone in her pocket. It's fine, she muttered. I didn't send those texts, but I saw someone messing with your phones backstage at the Luau Collective. Shock rippled. Denise gasped. So it wasn't you? Chantal asked. Marlena shook her head. No, but I know who did it. She swallowed hard. It was Grace Kim. Confusion spread. Grace Kim was the resort's assistant activities director. Helpful, always around. She'd filmed the group doing coconut bowling and joined them for the waterfall rappel. Why would Grace do that? Brittany asked, bewildered. Marlena took a shaky breath. I saw her slip something into your bag at the welcome party, she said, voice low. I thought it was sunscreen or a snack, but later I found a burner SIM taped inside your bag. Evelyn's mind raced. So she planted the SIM to send false messages to keep the drama going so she could boost the resort's ratings by filming our meltdown. Denise ran a hand through her hair. This is insane. Ty switched off his camera. The drama had reached new heights. Not influencer sabotage, but insider manipulation. A hush fell as the rain eased to a drizzle. Chantal pressed Marlena for confirmation. Grace Kim arrived, breathless, hair damp, frosted by mist. Claire blocked her path. "You need answers," she said. Grace's eyes widened. "I swear I didn't," she began, but Brittany cut in. "Marlena says you slipped a burner sim into Evelyn's bag. Why?" Grace's face crumpled. "I wanted to test the group's unity," she confessed, tears mixing with rain. "We film these challenges and post them on social media. Controversy drives clicks. I thought if I sparked tension, our ratings would skyrocket." Shock jolted. Through the circle, Chantal's voice trembled with anger. "You tried to destroy our trust for views." Grace nodded, shoulders shaking. "I'm sorry it got out of hand." Evelyn stared at Grace, the betrayal burning. The resort staff watched from a distance, stunned. Ty raised his camera once more. "Fans are shocked," he intoned. Reality turned real betrayal. Emotions surged as the family was left torn between forgiveness and fury. Denise took a step forward. "What do you want from us?" Grace looked up, remorse in her eyes. "I'll remove everything. Delete the footage. I'll resign." She exhaled, defeated. Evelyn's chest tightened. The rain had stopped, leaving behind a hush in paradise. She glanced at Chantal, Brittany, Denise, Claire, and Ty. "Truth came out," she said softly. "Now we decide what to do with it." The group closed in, the flicker of torchlight reflecting off wet leaves. As they prepared to confront the final act of this twisted drama, the rain intensified, drumming. A frenetic rhythm against the palm leaves as Chantal, Brittany, Claire, Denise, and Evelyn huddled under the palapa's edge, peering at Claire's laptop screen. The ominous text replayed. "You think this is over? Think again." None of them moved at first, the weight of that message pressing down like the humid air. Finally, Chantal's fingers hovered over the keyboard as she murmured, "Trace this. Number? Let's find out who's still pulling strings." Brittany leaned in, her damp hair plastered to her cheeks. "We need answers now," she urged. Evelyn's heart pounded. Each beat echoed every betrayal they'd survived. Outside, thunder rolled, as though the island itself was warning them of the next storm. Claire typed furiously, lines of code reflecting. In her glasses, Denise paced behind her, arms crossed, jaw clenched. Brittany whispered encouragements, voice steady despite the tension. After what felt like an eternity, Claire exhaled. "I got a location," she announced, clicking through the results. "It's coming from the maintenance sheds near the old lighthouse, about half a mile south." A collective shudder passed through them. The abandoned lighthouse path was rumored to be haunted, perfect for a clandestine meeting. "Let's go," Chantal said, determination hardening her tone. Without hesitation, they dashed into the downpour. Torches bobbing like willow, the wisps in the night. The muddy trail snaked through thick foliage, water dripping from banana leaves onto their faces. Brittany stumbled once, but Chantal caught her arm. "You okay?" she asked softly. Brittany nodded, wiping rain from her lashes. "Just nervous," she admitted. "This could be whoever wants to tear us apart for good." Evelyn pressed her jacket tighter, recalling the look in Grace's eyes moments before and the possibility that someone else had even darker motives. The thunder boomed again as they crested a small hill and saw the silhouette of the lighthouse, its white paint peeling under the stormy sky. Beside it, a cluster of sheds loomed like forgotten skeletons. Denise led the way, pressing her ear against the first shed's door. A faint glow leaked through cracks, accompanied by low, urgent voices. She signaled a stop, then looked back. "We'll split into two groups," she whispered. "Chantal, you're with me? It's Brittany, you and Evelyn flank the other side." Claire hesitated. "And you?" she asked. Denise gave her a reassuring nod. "I'll stay here. Monitor comes on the laptop. Any sign of trouble, we pull back." The plan set. They crept forward, mud squelching underfoot. The doors creaked as Brittany slowly pushed one ajar. Inside, dim lantern light revealed crates and coiled cables and two figures hunched over a laptop. Evelyn's breath caught. One silhouette was familiar. The other moved, stepping into the lantern's glow. It can't be, she whispered. Denise and Chantel burst in. Chantel's eyes narrowed. "Riley!" she exclaimed. The young production assistant froze, laptop clutched to her chest. Beside her, a tall woman turned her face obscured by a hood. Brittany and Evelyn rushed in from the other side. "Who is she?" Evelyn demanded. Riley's eyes darted between them. "Please listen," she began, voice trembling. "I didn't want to hurt anyone." The hooded woman took a step forward, lantern light revealing her features. It was Kiki, Chantel's cousin, presumed back home on maternity leave. Gasps echoed through the shed. Kiki's cheeks were streaked with rain and tears. "I'm sorry," she choked out, "but they made me do it." Chantal's face went pale. Who made you?" Kiki swallowed hard. "The network producers. They threatened my job and my family's security. They said if I didn't keep the drama alive, they'd cut me off. So I fed them secrets, planted that burner SIM in Evelyn's bag, and sent the messages. But it wasn't enough. They wanted more." Brittany clenched her fists. "You betrayed all of us," she said, voice shaking. Kiki sank to her knees. "I had no choice," she whispered. "Please." Denise stepped forward, arms uncrossing. "You always have a choice," she said firmly. "But now we have decisions to make." Chantal knelt beside her cousin, tears spilling. "I trusted you," she sobbed. Kiki reached out, grabbing Chantal's hand. "I'm so sorry," she repeated, voice broken. Outside, thunder cracked as if punctuating every ounce of emotion. Claire's voice crackled over a handheld radio. "There's another message. Location changed to the Lagoon Cove." Brittany grabbed her phone. "They're moving the target. They want to catch our reaction live." Evelyn exchanged a look with Chantal. The producers weren't done without a word. They helped Kiki too, her feet, and guided her out of the shed. The rain had slowed to a drizzle as they retraced their steps to the Lagoon Cove, where torches had been set to illuminate the water's edge. Cameras were stationed, lenses pointed like hungry eyes. The hooded crew members from earlier were gone, replaced by familiar faces. The show's director, the head cameraman, and costumed extras blending into the shadows. The producers emerged under a tarp, faces illuminated by flashlight beams. "Welcome back, ladies," the director called, voice oozing false cheer. "We thought you'd like to see the final chapter." Chantel stepped forward, fist clenched. "This ends now," she declared. The director's smile faltered. "Let's not be hasty," he said, raising a hand. "We've got an audience waiting. You owe them a show." Brittany scoffed. "We owe them honesty, not more lies." Denise joined Chantal at the forefront. "We're done being your pawns." The head cameraman trained his lens on Kiki. "What about her?" he asked. "She's part of the story too." Evelyn pushed past them, stepping between Kiki and the crew. "No," she said firmly. "She's family. She was coerced. And you manipulated her fear to manufacture conflict." Thunder rolled one last time as the lanterns flickered in that charged moment. Kiki spoke up, voice steady despite tears. "I'm done hiding," she said. "I'll tell the world what really happened." She raised her chin and faced the flashing bulb as the production lights buzzed to life. The head cameraman hesitated, then lowered his camera. "If that's what you want," he said, voice flat. With that, the extras and crew scattered into the night. The producers exchanged glances, then retreated under their tarp. The Lagoon Cove fell silent, but for the gentle lapping of water, Chantel gathered her cousins. Brittany stood by Evelyn's side, and Denise wrapped an arm around Claire's shoulders. Beneath the starless sky, they formed a circle-wounded but unbroken. No longer the network's puppets, they reclaimed their story. Somewhere beyond the cove, the echo of distant waves carried away the last remnants of manufactured